Yo, assalamu alaikum, alaikum salam, everybody, wherever you're watching from. Africa is happened. I got a chance to work with this brother of mine that I'm talking about his documentary today, which is a blessing. Once in a while, time comes like this, and we give credit to where it's due.
jay.k is a rapper, award-winning artist from Mayandit County, United States, Bentiu. I was giving birth to a Mayandit son named Jalkong by a late daughter named Shultiap. All my childhood, I was in Lair until I was 8. After the pro cartoon came and destroyed our village. 1997 to 1998, and then that's when we moved to Khartoum. From that time, around 98 up to 2001, we was in Khartoum. Around 2001, we moved to Egypt. Life in Khartoum was not actually easy. It was a bit hard at that time for me and my mother and my sisters. It was rough. Also, my mother was sick at the time, and the main income we had would be like homemade alcohol. In 2001, my uncle, who was in US, managed to come and pick us from Khartoum to Egypt. We moved to America from Egypt. He took us to America, and that's when I lived most of my teenage life, from the age of 13 up to 22. And then around 2012, I came to Africa.
jay.k is a uniting person with no limits where you come from or who you are. I met him back when he just came back from the US, and it happened we met in the same university. That's Cavendish University in Uganda, where we're pursuing the same course as journalism, mass communication. I met her through the mother of my firstborn, that's Jackie. Pick up on yourself wherever you are, and we became a family.
Music has been part of my life since I was a child. I remember being a child in Lair County. In our area, we used to live by the river. This is small river, it's a lake, I think. We used to live there. And then, like before, right after lunch, I remember we would sing songs. Each child that would come late, there would be a certain song that they would sing to tease them, and it's like a permanent sort for that person. So from that point on, around when I was like 6, 7, that's what I was experiencing. Also, my mother was a traditional singer. Those people who sing for weddings, she actually helped me create my first song. And my first song that I actually did, I did it around when I was 7, and I composed it based on a certain story. There's a guy named Chol I think he's like an uncle to me. I was sick at a certain point, and then I think he has given me injection, but I think he has done it wrong, because those traditional trained doctors who didn't go to actually but they know how to inject. So the part of the injection, there was like a mark there, and then I felt like I would always get teased by my grandmothers of how like I have a mark on my left butt and stuff like that. So I composed a song dissing that guy, Sholijesh. That was one of my first songs. And then when I went to Khartoum, and then I fell in love with Awilo music. I used to just dance to that. And I listened and revived the song, When I went to Egypt, I became a member of the Sunday school. And that's when actually I started doing music and knowing the roots of music, knowing the difference between the chorus and the verse. There's a guy called Shadow, and there was a certain guy called Batista. These guys, I was a school teacher, Sunday school teachers. These two people, they actually taught me what is music, and that's when I actually learned how to compose. When I moved to US, that's when I fell in love with hip hop through music that I see. I watched TV, BET was one of my favorite channels. And from there, I adopted the American hip hop culture, and they become part of me.
Hey, my name is Enox Producer. I'm working here at M-Town Records. I'm a music producer, a songwriter, I'm mixing and mastering engineer, and I'm good at it. I've worked here for so many years and worked with different artists, and there comes jay.k, AAP for life. Actually, we've had a good time together for quite years. I think we met like in 2014. Really proud of artists like jay.k. He's a rapper, like versatile in the way he does his music. You can find him jumping on a dancehall beat but still raps. That's what I like about him. He does like spiritual hip hop, soul hip hop. Like he can fit there. Like I like him when he jumps on trap. Still is that guy he has the rap feel.
When I was in high school, guys would be battling in between classes. At that time, I wasn't actually part of that, but I was adapting that because I know everything that was going on, but I was fearing, I was a bit shy. I was thinking my accent is not good enough. I don't know how these American kids are going to react to it.
Working with jay.k has been amazing. He's adoptive, actually. Yeah, that's an actual word I can say.
My biggest influence came from South Sudan actually. I remember in 2009, Dynamic had like a concert in South Dakota. I went there and I wanted to showcase my thing, but I was denied access. And that actually gave me courage to do better because I feel like Dynamic was so important because the way they guarded him and the way they couldn't allow people like me to go and showcase because they don't want the lineup to be messed up. They don't know how good is my music and stuff. So that encouraged me.
General jay.k is one of those main guys that I know that invented not music mostly. Wherever, within home or away from home, is one of the newer artists that I know that made it and brought people together with no disputes, either in politics or in tribe stuff.
Another person who influenced me was Eminem. Around that time in 2009, I remember I was coming from Omaha, Nebraska with my mom on the car, and then my mom handed me a CD of Emmanuel Jal and told me to play it. So as I played it, I got inspired. Not because Jal was the greatest rapper that I ever heard, but due to the fact that his CD left all the way from here in Africa to America. Now this guy is a guy in the refugee, but his CD was being bumped in cars. You get it? So that gave me a lot of courage to take music serious because I learned from that point onward, music is greater than us. We will all die, but music will still remain where music will travel, even if you in the village doing your things on the Rapover. So that encouraged me to take music serious because plus music is part of me, it's always on me. Even when I feel like I'm supposed to play that.
I've worked with jay.k a number of tracks, hip hop tracks. I like the Genobean song. It's I like the way he composed it. It's mostly God. It's godly. Yeah, Genobi. I made a beat for that song. We had some backups from a female. That was Hope. She's one of the most talented girls and in backups of the song is Lord Why Prayer. It's a prayer song.
In 2012, I decided to come back to Africa due to certain issues. You know, life is all about knowing if you are going at the right direction or you are going at the wrong direction. Many people might think America is this peaceful place where it's all loving and caring, and that's why many people cannot believe somebody can decide to leave America and come to Africa. That's the opposite. America is one of the roughest and the most dangerous place on earth. For example, when they took us from Egypt and took us to America, they took us as people who are traumatized from the war. As I will tell you, we just ran from Lair to Khartoum and all of that. So the case is, they are taking people who ran for their life and they've taken them to Africa, to America to reform them. But instead, they will take you from where you are and put you to one of the most dangerous places in America, like the projects. Projects is one of the most dangerous places. In 2006, there was in our area, there was a little girl. She was just going to school. They were just taking her to school. She's only 5 years old. Early in the morning, people start coming out of nowhere and they start shooting. They shot that girl accidentally in our area. And it's even more dangerous for people like us. People who are immigrants, people who are dark skinned. Because each and everybody is a bully. I bully you, and you bully the next person you can. So that give most of the people in the United States it put them in a tough position where everybody have to be tough.
When you met JK face to face, and the way you see him on social media is different. Some people they say JK maybe he's a bad guy. He doesn't know how to cooperate. Even when you write something on media also, you get a lot of reaction.
Gan mo ton no miti ka ne ti and jan gan mo te ke char ka te chiang wei ko te ne ti chira na go ro do wi pi ti no ba to kwa da ka ro da karam no ti ka ne ti jen kan ka je la go ro ba ngai mu go ba na kon JK jan no ka jan ko te commitment cái nhìn quay cái commitment kamar kara kon kon je ne nu ne quy section gan mo thot na ra ma di ka che no ba ma de pa koro ngai pa koro ning.
So at a young age, when we was like small boys, as South Sudanese, we start forming a small cliques to protect ourselves, and that put us in many positions. To the point where we end up going to jail. Around that time in 2011, me and my girlfriend were just going to a party. The party was already packed, and we were supposed to enter. As we was entering, an altercation broke out, a fight broke out within the party before we can enter. So from there on, I just flipped and went trying to go back to my car. As we was going to the car, my girlfriend got shot. She got shot in the leg. Everybody scattered, everybody ran. Later on, I remained the only person there because this is my woman. This is a woman I stayed with for 3 years, and she was shot accidentally. There was people shooting in both sides. I don't know who was shooting this side or this side, but this is the parking lot. She got shot in between. When the police came and asked around, they asked me if I know who did it. I didn't know because I was not aware. And there's a certain people there. They would go and ask them. Their answer would be like, that guy, JK, was the one who was shooting, but he shot his girlfriend accidentally. 21 people from my community put on their signature saying that I did, including the chairman of your community US at that point. So I was in jail for something I didn't do. And when I was there, I started to do what? I started to build a case against the state of Nebraska. But I did the mistake because I was doing it through a phone. And this phone I recorded. So they figured out that I was building a case against them with the Supreme Court. And then when they detected that, they come up with a strategy where they went and brought my lawyer and told him, if your client take a disturbing abuse case, we will release him now. I refused that offer. My mother pressured me to do it. You get it? So that way, if the chance of me suing the state and winning. So from 100% chance of winning to 80% chance of winning. And when I got out of that disturbing case, because I was supposed to be in there for nothing I didn't do, and that's the only way I could win. But when I took a charge of disturbing the peace, mean that I have done something, and I agree to that. So that put me in a position where the state is now my enemy. You get? When I come out, the state will not leave me alone. I remember I was out for 3 months, and within those 3 months, my car was stopped more than 11 times for no reason. And whenever they pull me over, they come up with the same excuse. I didn't put a signal, I didn't stop, I didn't do that. And all they do is give me a warning. So I know that in my mind, I knew these people, not actually, they are building a case against me. And then again, people, like I told you, from my community, who was actually involved. There's people who joined police because there was a certain moment where I got stabbed. And when I got stabbed, the person who stabbed me was arrested immediately. He said he did it on self-defense. But when I was walking later on from the hospital, I was asked where I need to do this, just sign and say so-and-so has did me, and this guy go to jail for attempted murder. When I look at it like this, I was like, it's not fair for somebody from my tribe or from my community to go to jail for almost the rest of their life when I'm still alive. So I was like, and I know if I didn't agree to seeing it, this guy would be free, and I'm okay. So I say I didn't see that. That also made the police took me as like what? As a criminal. And then the people who stabbed me, now they're also in self-defense. Because they feel the reason why I didn't give that guy name is because I want to retaliate myself. I want to get him by myself. So that made a lot of people go to, this guy had a relative who was working at the court, as the translators. They're always giving out information about me. Each person thing, even when after I came, they will write things under my name and say, JK did it, when I have nothing to do with anything. And on top of that, I was not even out like that. I was just person who just want to take care of his family, his mother. My name was bigger than my appearance. And that's the reason why I come to Africa. So many reasons. I remember, there's a guy named Rihab. Rihab was drunk at a certain day. We were hanging out and Rihab was drunk. Everybody was there. It was like a house party. Rihab come to me and he grabbed my leg and started crying. I was like, what's wrong? You're like, you know why I'm crying? I was like, no. He's like, man, I'm crying because I love you and you are a smart person. But I'm crying because I don't want you to end up like me. You're like, you see me like this? I was the smartest person. I was good in school. I was respected. I got all the ladies. But at the end, people walked against me and they destroyed me. And this is the road you are taking right now. Please, I don't want you to end up like me. Do me a favor. I was like, what? He's like, I don't want you to leave here. I asked him, you want me to leave out in Nebraska? He said, no, I want you to leave America. While you cool, before you get used to this jail system. I took that thing seriously because if a friend of mine is crying, plus this police on my back all the time. I remember I was going to a party with just me and my girl and homegirls. Just girls and me in the car. We got pulled over. As we reached the parking lot where the party is, the police, they arrested us. They asked me, Mr. Kong, do you mind if we search the car? It wasn't even my car. But because I was in it, they had to search it for no reason. So I was so pissed off and I was shouting, I was abusing. One of the police came to me, he's like, he's a Mexican. So he's like, let me talk to you. He took me to a distance. He's like, I'm gonna tell you this, but only because you are an immigrant like me. And I'm not supposed to do it. It's off the subject. He's like, are you wondering why are you getting pulled over and getting all of that arrested all the time by the police? I was like, yeah. He's like, the state of Nebraska is building a case against you. And they have put you as the head of AP. I tell her, but I'm not the head of AP. And the AP is not even a gang. This is just a music group. This is just a brotherhood where we stick together and protect ourselves from the bullies. We are not gang. They're like, well, that's what is happening. All these small arrests you get all the time, they are being put on your record. And one day when we get enough things, you will get indicted. And each person who is recorded as a member of AP, whenever they commit a crime, you will get some small. So when I thought of that, I look at it like, I have to change my. And that's when I came here in 2012. I came with my ex-wife. And yeah, that's the reason why I left America, because my life was not going the way I wanted to be. They want to paint a picture that is not me. They want to make me somebody who's bad, but I'm not bad. So I came to Africa to change my life.
Most important thing, first of all, before I say anything about JK, is that people, you need to understand that this is our generation, this is our time. So one thing I know about JK, first of all, he's a friend, right? We became friends, life, things happen, people become friends, so he's a friend. The second thing is, I know he's very passionate about music, very passionate about music.
To be honest, these two places, they brought the best of me. Because America, I have learned a lot from America. So America was a blessing. And then also when I came to Africa, I also find a lot of opportunities. Africa has also been great to me, So they both pretty good. One of the biggest achievements I made since I came here, I remember when I was in US, I went to school from time to time, university. And I graduated from 2007, and I went to school straight right after graduation. But there was a lot of distraction. Like I told you, there was a lot of distraction. Police is everywhere. I couldn't finish my degree. But when I came here, I started from fresh and I achieved it and I did it. Now I own a bachelor degree. You get my music has gone higher at the university, I linked up with a brother of mine called Kulbi. Kulbi was running this town, Kampala here, and I connected with him. From that level, he put me to his spot.
My experience working with General jay.k from the start was like, he was an arrogant guy. He doesn't expect nonsense from nobody. So I came along. We started as people pulling ropes in the first place, but I came to realize that was who he was, and that was who I was. So all in all, it's all about being real. The experience was that he's real in everything he does, no faking.
Regardless of how famous I feel I was in America, but when I come here, nobody knows me. You get? So I had to start from a zero level. But when I linked up with Kulbi, my first song put me on the space and put me on a spot. And I had a run from that year of 2013 up to 2016, 17, up to 18. I had a name for myself, and I was in the game, and I was in the industry. So that's one of the biggest achievements I made, you know. So because this brother of mine had put me to his level instantly, so I didn't have to work. So I made a name for myself. I won a couple awards. Now there's a lot of kids out there who look at me as the inspiration. I inspired them. I influenced them in many ways. Just like somebody who maybe one day will come and will be like, I studied music because of Generol jay.k. So that's one of the biggest achievements that I have achieved. I made my name for myself, and I'm an idol to some kids out there. Another big achievement, my kids. I have beautiful kids. You know, my son John, my son Bentiu. These are the next generation of Generol jay.k. And these are the people who are going to take what I'm doing to another level, maybe one day, regardless. So those are the biggest achievements I would say I made here in Africa compared to America. Though I also made a lot of achievement education-wise when I was in the US.
jay.k is my longtime friend. I met him 2018 in Sudan, Khartoum. Then by 2021, I had a collaboration with my brother Generol jay.k. That song was titled Higher for Your Love.
Well, I would say South Sudan music industry has grown compared to where it was. And each generation has been playing their part. Like I told you, we have played our part from that time of 13, 14, 15, 16. And so far, there's a lot of new South Sudanese young artists who are actually doing it phenomenal. They're doing good musically, lyrically, whatever. The videos has improved. That's something not to take away. South Sudan music has improved and has reached a certain level.
When I first time met him, I see the vision of our brother Generol jay.k in music industry, something big.
Though the industry is corrupt, because the people who had the key to put people on the spotlight, they are not doing what they're supposed to do. Even the people they are pushing to the world as the greatest musician in South Sudan are not actually the greatest. They are even lowest. But they do it in based on who you know, not on what you know. Therefore, they promoted themselves. They feel like they are competing with the artists. So you find them sometimes they're ignoring the people who actually have talent, because they don't want you to know that you have talent, and then you might disagree with them at some point. So they want to put you down, so they shine and bring somebody who is not doing anything good and make it be the face of the country. So that's how corrupt the system is when it comes to the music industry, you know. But the improvement of that, we have reached a certain level. It's just that the wrong people are reaching that level, and it could be even higher if they're actually pushing the right thing. Personally, close friend, not good music. That's one of the challenges.
If jay.k is not the future, then he is part of the future. Whether in Uganda or South Sudan, East Africa, or the whole world, because we're musicians just like myself. The person who's passionate about music is one who spent time, trying to perfect his game.
We need to change this corruption, this tribalism, hatred, and become one people and lead our lives.
In general, I would say jay.k's music is educative, right? It's not based on love. It's not based on, let's say, hate, brief stuff and all that. It's that kind of music that changes your life. It's a music for the soul. Now when you listen to it, it has message always. And that's what made him to be in the game for a decade plus. So initially, he is a preacher. He communicates through his music.
jay.k and Generol commit to Konaje Bago Jalkel, Bago Naikel was Nganero for bomb bar any forest to take a room. It's a Badak and Ram. One can go to Tinsiri, and I can Konake, Nisha, Larana Kong or Guru, Barangaida, Managan Lojaku, Chakaram Major. Mau bercakap orang lain kenisang bako music nyuakel ke bako formation bako nyuakel kerana dia lakukan lagu ke ramai ke commitment muku mau ke cooperation kana la pide kat ko research.
My advice to the people of South Sudan: we need to wake up. We should not be blindfolded by what is pushed to us. Let's not be blindfolded by what is pushed to us by people. Let's see things through critically. When something is presented to us, we have to criticize it and make sure we pick what is good for us, especially when it comes to politics, especially when it comes to music. Listen to good music. Don't just listen to what is posted as good. Because you have ears, you know what is good. So don't just dance to what is being proposed to you. Good music is there. And when it comes to politics, don't be used by politicians where they try to manipulate your mind, things are done in tribal basis. No, they're not doing anything on tribal basis. They're just using you as their tribe member to keep them in power. They really don't care about you. So take every South Sudanese as your tribe mate. That's my advice to the whole entire country.
I thought I told ya, I'm from the place where the take young get away from the parents and turn them to a shout soldier living with anger.